Now Thrawn struts in at this point with his classic pose of holding his hands behind his back. This really speaks to his mind and how he doesn't need to fight using his hands or even strike up a defense. Man's a genius, and yeah, again, what a stellar entrance. Now his backstory's changed a number of times throughout the continuity, and like I said, he was killed by his loyal bodyguard. Guessing we're going to avoid all that and that they want him to become more of a main villain for Ahsoka and co, which is a big deviation from who he fought originally. That was more around Luke and the gang, but I think they'll likely just keep things centered on Ahsoka's group and those now with Mando. We know that a Mando movie's coming as well, and after the downfall of Moff Gideon, I think Thrawn will be the next big bad that unites the side shows. Anyway, Thrawn's always been a standout due to his blue skin and red eyes, with a striking white uniform that makes him stand out wherever he goes. Is that Elon Musk? Now, we don't know much about his childhood, but he was born on Rentor, and upon reaching maturity, he then joined the Rentor Academy. Possessing an extremely strategic mind, he rose through the ranks until he became a high-ranking member in the Chiss Defense Fleet. Now, Rentor actually exists outside of the unknown regions of the galaxy, so it's not like he isn't used to being in uncharted areas. Either way, he wished to seek out other civilizations, and he travelled into areas of space that had him coming across Anakin Skywalker. I feel like Anakin being brought back into the show was done for a reason, as it allows his Padawans to now face against the ally that brought him into the Empire. Now, the first meeting happened when the Jedi was still in charge, but it was at a time in which things were changing. Brought before Palpatine, he ended up gaining his respect due to the feeling that democracy was a waste of time. He was unimpressed with how the Republic was being run, and saw its eventual collapse as being inevitable. Refusing to allow the Chiss to join up with him, he still worked alongside the Chancellor, and once Order 66 hit, that's when he decided to integrate with the Imperials. He joined the Royal Academy on Coruscant, and after gaining numerous promotions, he eventually became the Grand Admiral. This made him what I believe is the only high-ranking alien in the organization, and I know they're all aliens technically, but you know what I mean. And this actually helped him in a lot of ways, as he had a totally different kind of tactic to the rest of the cronies in the group. Whereas they try and stamp out anything that was different, he on the other side tried to understand it. Studying art and culture, he tried to know his enemy, and this gave him a massive advantage when engaging them in combat. He studied the Jedi, Rebels, and Mandalorian, making him the perfect foil for any future films involving all three. At this point, he gained control of the 7th Fleet, which was deployed to the Lothal sector to squash out the rise of rebellion. Eventually defeated by Ezra, the pair were taken out of there by Purgil, and this leads us to the point we're at now.